Welcome. You are listening to the Louie Minor Show. I'm your host, Commissioner Louie Minor. Today is August 13th, 2023. We have a lot of things to discuss, so let's get started. Let's begin with the agenda, as always, for August 14th, 2023 meeting of the Bell County Commissioners Court. First item on the agenda is the invocation, pledge of allegiance. Then we have the consent agenda. Consider approval of the minutes of the August 7th, 2023 meeting of the Commissioners Court. Budget, personnel amendments, claims, accounts payable, payroll, restitution, jury pay. Then we have consider the approval of amending number 9 to MRB's group's contract for the diversion center in the amount of $10,150 to address changes in the drawings to reflect the changes in the use of the facility. E, consider the request of a TIPS contract with Target Solutions in the amount of $102,288.80 plus the owner's contingency of $25,000 for a window replacement at the workforce building. County engineer, consider approval of the acceptance of all roads for maintenance in the landing at Heritage Oaks, located in Bell County Precinct 1. B, consider and approve the final plat of Tomahawk Trails Mashaw Edition, being a 1.16 acre, one block subdivision located in Bell County Precinct 1. 5, consider and take appropriate action on order restricting outdoor burning, the burn ban. 6, consider the process to appoint a Salary Grievance Committee pursuant to the provisions of Chapter 152 of the Texas Local Government Code. 7, conduct the process adopted by the Commissioners Court for the appointment of a Salary Grievance Committee. Item 8, consider approval of the Bell County Historical Commission bylaws. 9, consider authorizing the county judge to execute a memorandum of understanding between Salado Independent School District, Police Department, and the Bell County Sheriff's Office. Consider rejecting all proposals received from RFP 29-23, Bell County broadband expansion, with the intent of issuing a new revised request for proposal RFP at a later date to be determined by the IT Director and Commissioners Court. Item 11, presentation of the proposed FY 2024 budget. 12, consider setting the dates for public hearings and for the approval of the budget and tax rate. A, first tax rate public hearing, August 23rd, 2023 at 6 p.m. B, budget public hearing, August 28th, 2023 at 9 a.m. C, second tax rate public hearing, August 28th, 2023 at 9 a.m. D, adoption of the 2024 budget and tax rate, August 28th, 2023 at 9 a.m. 13, consider approval of the proposed tax rate and notice of public hearing purposes for the FY 2024 budget. And that is everything on the agenda, regular agenda. Now we'll go to the workshop immediately following our meeting. We have staff updates, staff reports, Then we have capital improvement, jail expansion, museum, annex, and FY 2023 CIP projects. Then in the afternoon, we have discuss FY 2024 annual contracts. And that is it. Meetings that the Commissioners Court may attend August 14th, Bell County Republican Party meeting. August 15th, we have the elections, Bell County Elections Commission meeting. August 15th, we also have Congressman Pfluger, Town Hall, Killeen, Texas. August 24th, Hill Country Transit Board meeting. Also on the 24th, celebration, a retirement for Dr. Niglazano. Then on the 25th, another retirement dinner for Jim Yiannopoulos. And then on August 30th, the Texas Association of Counties Legislative Conference down in Austin. That is everything for the workshop and agenda on August 14th. So what I want to do is circle back around to the agenda. There was one item on there that, well, this is all new to me. This is my first term, but the Salary Grievance Committee. And what is that? What is that for? What is its purpose? Why are we doing that? I'm going to tell you why real quick. I had to do a lot of research on it, the process, why we're doing it, and I want to share that with you since it's on the agenda. So the Salary Grievance Committee is a function of the budget process that we do. The Commissioners Court of Bell County, all the Commissioners Courts in the state of Texas. So we set the salaries for all employees and elected officials, department heads. But for elected officials, we have to send them notification of their proposed budget or salaries for the next fiscal year. And in that process of doing that, there is a procedure if they don't agree with the amount set. And that process is the Salary Grievance Committee. So in the Local Government Code, Chapter 152, the .014 Salary Grievance Committee, in each county, there's a Salary Grievance Committee composed of the county judge and the sheriff, county tax assessor collector, county treasurer, county clerk, district clerk, county attorney or criminal district attorney, and the number of public members necessary to provide 9 voting members, or 9 public members. If the Commissioners Court votes to have 9 public members. B, the county judge is the chairman of the committee, but is not entitled to vote. And C, public members must be residents of the county. So after we send notice to the elected officials of their proposed salaries, they have 5 days to respond to the Commissioners Court and say that they're aggrieved They don't agree with their salary proposed budget. So the Commissioners Court has to pick two of the options, the ones with elected officials and a couple of public members, or an all 9 members of the public to do this. Now, here's the process for selection and term of the public members on the grievance committee, and this is all from the local government code. The public members of the Salary Grievance Committee shall be selected as provided by subsection B or B1 at a meeting of the Commissioners Court at any time during the year, but no later than the 15th day after the date a request for a hearing is received under section 152.016A. If a request for a public hearing is not received, the Commissioners Court is not required to select public members. B, except as provided by subsection B1, before a meeting required by subsection A, the county clerk shall place on a separate slip the name of each person who served on a grand jury in the county during the preceding calendar year. At the meeting, the slip shall be folded, placed in an appropriate container, and mixed. The county judge shall draw at random a number of slips equal to the number of public members needed for the committee and shall announce the names on the slip. At the meeting, the county judge may repeat the process and make a list of alternates. B1, as an alternate to the process prescribed by subsection B, the Commissioners Court may direct the county clerk to use a computer to generate a randomized list of names of all persons who served on the grand jury in the county during the preceding calendar year. At the meeting required by subsection A, the Commissioners Court shall adopt a randomized list, enter the list into the minutes of the meeting, and select in the order of the list the necessary number of public members and alternates. So it sounds like it's going to be a lengthy process. Well, not a lengthy, depends on which way we go. The commissioners will have to decide if they want to go with the elected officials route, where a majority of them are elected and then only a certain number of public members, or an all public member committee, and go from there. Now, I did some research, saw some other counties on how they did it, and in retrospect, like I said, this is my first time going through the budget, so other counties have established a salary grievance committee prior to starting the budget, and maybe that's something we need to do. So we're not in this rush now, because now we're in a rush where we got to establish members, get a date. We only have, 15 days to do this. Plus, we're pushing up against the budget calendar, and so that is going to be a interesting time for us on Monday, trying to figure this out. There is precedence in the county. If you go to the Bell County Clerk's website, there's actually a nice feature, at least for me, that you can search minutes of the Commissioners Courts. And I think it goes all the way back to 1974. So that's what I did. I went in there, searched, typed Salary Grievance Committee, and it had 6 items pop up. I believe the last one that happened was in 2003. Then they had one in 2001, and a handful in the 80s and 90s. No more than 5 or 6, but every time that one was formed here in the county, they went the public member route. So I'm assuming maybe we'll do that. But yeah, I don't know what would be the preference for the elected officials that we have to have a committee hearing on. They are all justices of the peace. So I would imagine they will probably be in attendance or at least online watching. Now, the functions of the grievance committee, according to the code, is, the chairman. Okay, the committee shall hold a public hearing no later than the 10th day after they received a request. It does say exhaustion of remedies before filing a grievance. An elected county or precinct officer may not have filed a suit regarding the officer's salary or personal expense unless a hearing has been requested under this section. So in this process of doing this grievance, you have to, the bar is set very high. 6 members of the committee, if they support increasing the salary to whatever is requested or higher, it can be higher than what was requested. Whatever that is, 6 members of the committee has to support it. That will force the Commissioner's Court to reconsider the request, the recommendation of the committee. If there are 9 members, a majority, or not a majority, if all members support the increase, then the Commissioner's Court we have to give the aggrieved official their raise. Now, it doesn't go across the board. It doesn't, it's for that individual that is requesting the raise. So typically how we've done it in the county, all constables get paid the same. All JPs get paid the same. All commissioners get paid the same. I believe the district clerk and the county clerk get paid the same. The county attorney and district attorney, I believe, get paid the same. And then all the judges get paid the same. So they try to maintain that. So with this, it would be throwing it off a little bit, but also the Commissioner's Court did adjust salaries for the JPs. Well, not salaries, the vehicle allowance for the JPs. We have 2 JPs that have agreed to magistrate in Killeen, so they're getting an extra $3,000 a year. Their vehicle allowance went from $7,000 to $10,000. All the other JPs, the other 4, are staying at the $7,000 mark. So, yeah, like I said, this is going to be an interesting process. It'll be a fast process because, we're giving our budget presentation the same day. If it does get approved or anything like that, it's going to be like a $10,000 raise from what is requested, from what is actually approved right now for the budget. So it's not, $10,000, $30,000 for all the JPs. Very, very minuscule, very minimum effect on the budget. There's a lot of yeah, it's not going to affect your taxes. It's not going to make it go up any more than what has already been set. So feel safe with that. But yeah, so that's the Salary Grievance Committee and the process. It'll get picked from a pool of the grand jury from the preceding year or the elected officials. The commissioners will decide that tomorrow. And either way, the county judge will be the chair of that committee. And as chair, you could definitely give your 2 cents and give your opinions and definitely sway, members of the committee on what you think. So yeah. So more to follow on that. We'll follow up once we get an update on the committee and their hearing date schedule. So you will know more on this process. Another thing on the agenda that I just want to bring to your attention, we've had record heat here in the county and in the whole entire state. Everyone knows it. Increased fire risk. That's why most of the counties in the state have a burn ban. Bell County has a burn ban. But Cedar Park, right in Williamson County to our south, they had a fire, a grass fire that burned an entire apartment complex. 100 plus people relocated, and very fast moving. They were able to get it under control. But if you've been watching the news, you can see how quickly fire can spread, how devastating it could be to a community. In Maui, a whole town was just burnt to the ground. 12,000 people have to be relocated. No power, no cell phone, no buildings. And as of this morning, whenever I was listening to the radio, I believe said 90 plus people confirmed dead, and they expect that to still rise. So yeah, I mean, we have to take this stuff serious and be cautious, be cognizant. I was driving down the road the other day, and I saw a woman with her window down, smoking a cigarette, flicking the ashes out. I didn't know people do that anymore still. But anyways, we have to be careful because things like that will cause a fire, and people could lose their lives. People could lose their livelihoods for carelessness. So please be careful out there. It's been windy here, so everything is, all the ingredients are there for a disaster. And our water is low. Our water supply is low. We're on stage 3, stage 4 water restrictions here in the county. So, like I said, we just got to do our part to make us safe and our neighbors safe. So let's switch gears a little bit, talk about politics. The Bell County Democratic Party, we had our first meeting on Thursday of this week. They took the summer off. So we're going into a presidential election year, usually higher voter turnout, higher interest, voter participation, things like that, people wanting to volunteer and help out, and obviously candidates interested in running, thinking about it, or they are running and coming and looking for support. So we had 2 candidates, or representatives, candidate representatives, attend our meeting. We had our incumbent justice from the Third Court of Appeals. That's out of Austin area, 24 counties, but Bell County's part of that. Justice Thomas Baker, I believe he's a Temple resident. He was not there, but he had a representative from his campaign that showed up. So he is running for re-election. He got elected in 2018 with the Beto wave. A lot of members that are on that court benefited from the Beto bump and got elected. So he is running for re-election. I did see on his Facebook page that he was asking for support. Like I said, Austin is the big Democratic bubble in this district, and apparently he's going to have some primary challengers for that. I guess people in the Austin area asked him not to run for re-election, according to his post, and he said he's not doing that. He's running for re-election. He filed for this seat. No one else filed at the time, and he won along with three others. So, yeah, he's going to have my support. I don't know who the other people are that'll be running, but he's local Bell County resident on the court, brings our voice down there. I believe all the other members of the court are from Austin. So let's keep him in there and support him. The other person that attended, her name was Maggie Ellis, running for the Third Court of Appeals, place 2. I guess I should have said that Justice Baker is place 5. So she is running place 2, so not against Justice Baker. So she came out, gave a little introductory speech. I'm sure we'll see more of her. But yeah, there's also a couple of people in the audience that were new to Democratic meeting. Like I said, you see this all the time. People that are interested in running, plan on running, or something like that, they start attending meetings because that's where the party supporters are. And hopefully those individuals decide to run. I encourage anyone that is interested in running to come to a meeting. There are a lot of things that are going to be on the ballot. We're in a presidential year, and Bell County is at least the Democratic Party. We're obviously working hard for change, and if you look at the 2020 election, Trump versus Biden in Bell County, the president Biden only lost by Bell County by 12,000 votes. Only lost by 12,000 votes. In a county of almost 400,000 people, 12,000 votes is not a lot. It's not a lot. So I think that we can overcome that margin, and it'll start benefiting candidates up and down the ballot. But the thing is, we got to have candidates on up and down the ballot, and I think we are this year. We're working hard to recruit, candidate recruitment, candidate outreach, and I think people are kind of fed up with the status quo and the good old boy system around here, and definitely want some change. The Republican Party in Bell County, they've been there, probably 20, 30 years, just like at the state level. So it is that people want choice. They hunger for that choice, and I think we'll get better incumbents based off of that. We'll get better candidates off of that. So if you start seeing your margins shrink, you might think once or twice before you vote a extremely conservative and extremely right wing way. And you'll listen to your people. You'll listen to your citizens that you represent. So yeah, no, I just, like I said, I love this part of politics, helping candidates, recruiting candidates, and talking to citizens about politics, and it's up and down. People that are interested in city council for next year, people that are interested in county offices, state offices here locally. So, yeah, we'll see what it'll look like, and go from there. And I guess last thing I want to discuss is talking about schools. School starts next week for most school districts here in the county. I know Killeen ISD begins tomorrow, and so be vigilant. Watch out. Buses, kids are going to be out tomorrow. Traffic, a lot of more traffic as usual on the first days of school. We all know how it gets. But something that'll be new is that each campus, since the signing of the everything out of the legislature, I don't know the exact HB number or Senate bill number, but we're requiring to have armed police officer, armed law enforcement at each school. So I know for the Commissioner's Court, we approved school resource officers for multiple local ISDs, Holland and Academy, and even one of the private schools. I think it's the Texas Christian Academy, Central Texas Christian Academy. I know that there's going to be more protection for the kids, and that's a good thing. I just hope that could have been coupled with some type of red flags or raising the age to 21 for high-powered rifles such as the AR-15s. But you think about it, that it's almost it's almost, you don't think if it's going to happen anymore, but when is it going to happen at one of our local schools? And that's a sad truth in today's world, where that mindset has changed. It's no longer if it would happen, if something like this will happen, a school shooting, but when is it going to happen? I think that's where we as a society, I guess we're okay with that. Our elected officials are okay with that, because I believe the majority of the people want something done, and we're trying to figure out what's the best case. But we've seen multiple times that Uvalde, 300 plus law enforcement on duty. I believe in Florida, they had an armed guard on a deputy sheriff on site, on campus at one of the shootings, and he did not engage the shooter. So there has to be more done than just armed guards and fencing. And it's scary when you think about it. I know my daughter, she was making the decision on my grandson to put him in public school or homeschool him. She really gave it much thought, because she was afraid of all the shootings. This is, he's going to start kindergarten, elementary school. And, that parents nowadays have to think about that. Do I want to risk sending my child to school and them not coming home? Or am I going to homeschool him or her? That's a fault on us. And by us, I mean government. We need to be doing everything we can to protect our children, protect the schools. And yes, armed security is part of it. That's the law now, having armed security on, but also making it harder for unstable people to get and use weapons of mass destruction like AR-15s. Matter of fact, they said that the city of San Antonio arrested the cousin of the Uvalde shooter because he was threatening to go and shoot up a school. So there's people out there that have access to guns that shouldn't. And they're going to put all of our loved ones at risk because they don't want to raise the age. They don't want to have any red flag warnings to disarm people that shouldn't have guns. And we all know who they are. You can look at someone and say, that person doesn't need a gun. But currently, in the state of Texas, they are authorized, allowed to. We can restrict that. We certainly can. And it's been done in other states. So that's something that I think we will continue to work on. But yeah, stay safe. Like I said, school is starting. We don't want it to happen in our county. We don't want it to happen in our neighborhood. But like I said, it's almost not if anymore. But when will that happen? If a school in the middle of nowhere, Santa Fe, Uvalde, if it could happen there, it could happen anywhere. So let's hope not. Let's hope not. And let me end on this, I guess, end on a high note. And this is an incident that I'm about to talk about is why I got into politics, why I ran for office, and the ability to help people in a time of need. And you just feel good about it. So I had a close friend reach out to me, and she said that, hey, I ran into someone that is homeless. They have Section 8 housing vouchers. That's money, good money to pay for a rental, but she cannot find a rental that will take Section 8 Couldn't find it anywhere in the county that would take it or be enough to cover it. So they had put her up in a hotel and was paying for a hotel, trying to help her find housing that would take Section 8. So she called me, told me this story, what's going on, if I knew anyone, if I knew of anything that could help her out. And it just so happened I did. I do know a local property owner that has properties all over the city, and he takes Section 8. So I called him. He said, absolutely. He could help out. Here's my number. Share it with them, and we'll get that taken care of. So I shared it with her. I shared the number. And the next day she called me up, and she just was like, Louie, thank you so much. Thank you for everything you did. We were going crazy trying to help this lady find housing, and she was just so appreciative of helping out. And I don't think I did a lot. I knew the person. I knew of a person that would help meet that need that she had, that housing. So that felt good. But you have, when you talk about housing, they have what's called the missing middle. That you don't have starter homes anymore. You have now the starter home is minimum 200, at least a brand new home, $250,000 to $280,000. Rentals have gone up. I don't think that Section 8 housing vouchers are keeping up with the pace of the rental market, property taxes, and inflation. So they're getting squeezed out of that housing. So yeah, I mean, we got to allow, and by we, I'm thinking of strong towns analogy, increasing density, increasing usage, allowing homes to be smaller, and to meet needs of individuals like this, where you can rent out something to them and still get that, that voucher threshold where you're, obviously you're trying to make money if you're a landlord. So yeah, we really need to do a lot with housing here in the county. Like I said, ADUs, these are things that, and I'm putting on my planning and zoning hat, because I'm on the P&Z, but yeah, there's just so much to do to meet these needs. But like I said, I'm thankful for individuals, owners, landlords that are out there now, and I can think of a couple both here in Temple and in Killeen that have really, really stepped up and helped out these individuals that are in need, that are in crisis, that are low to moderate income, that to meet their housing needs. And I mean, obviously they're still making money doing it, but they're providing a need that the market is not providing. Good quality housing, not rundown housing that, is infested and dilapidated. It's good housing. So, thank you for those people that are investing in the community and serving those needs as the market tries, as us elected officials try to make sure that the regulation that we have, that we put out there, is able to fill that missing middle housing gap and incentivize people to build in that missing middle housing gap. So, anyways, that's enough for today. Thank you for listening. We will keep you up to date with everything that's going on the Commissioner's Court, with the Salary Grievance Committee. Like I said, school is starting. Be safe with that. No outdoor burning, and watch out for your neighbors. Be careful, mindful of the heat, and have a great day. Thank you.